to get an attitude with me. Bitch, it ain't my fault you got a car you couldn't even afford. Because you trying to look top dollar and don't even got the money for it. That's the problem with our generation, I feel like. And the society today right now. That shit be blowing me. Like,
bought a new car knowing I should never bought it. Okay. And then on top of that, I quit my job. Didn't know how I was going to pay the freaking car note. Okay. 2 months go by, I don't pay the car note. And they're emailing me, blowing out my phone.
My car was repossessed. And I mean, a lot of people don't talk about repossession processes. Like, they don't tell you that once your car, they might send you a text message notification or something saying that they're going to come get it, but you don't know when they're going to come get it. And because of that, if you have all your belongings in that car, they will give you the runaround just so you can get back to your stuff.
So that was a video of my car getting repossessed. I'm 26 years old. And I feel like the biggest fucking loser. I have fucking nothing. I'm 26 years old with literally nothing to fucking show for. I'm in debt. My fucking credit score is trash. I have no car. I don't even have my own plates. I live with my fucking grandmother. I'm just exhausted. So I got my car repoed on Friday. It is now Monday. And I'm grabbing my stuff from my car, and I'm trying to hold it together. And, kept telling myself, if it's not okay, it's not the end. Till we see each other again.
My car got repoed. Don't fret though. Because at this very moment, I was like, okay, Bree, your car is repoed. However, you do have this LLC. You are a business owner. You have heard before that you can get a car in your business name. So what you need to do is you need to sit down and you need to figure this out. That's what I'm saying to myself. Figure this out. I say, okay. Call my mama up. Hey, car was repoed. Okay, Bree. So what we're going to do is we're going to get your rental because you need a vehicle. You are absolutely correct. So I had that vehicle, the rental, for about a month. My mama called me, hey, Bree, we ain't going to be able to continue to pay this rental. So what you going to do?
I'm not passing judgment on anybody, man. Until you walk the mile in somebody's shoes, you really, and even then, if you can walk the mile in someone's shoes, you still shouldn't pass judgment because until the journey's over, you don't know what you will run into and encounter in your life going forward. So when I was in my late 20s, I made a purchase that I shouldn't have made. I bought a car that I didn't need because I had a car that was working just fine, but it was an older model. But I decided to upgrade. After about 8 months of dealing with that car, I realized that I made a big mistake. I was paying too much for that car. When I pulled out the paperwork and looked at the interest rates, how long I had to pay for it, I did the calculations. I let the car go back. Experience makes you wiser. God willing, you make sound decisions moving forward in your life. The day that repo guy showed up out there in front of my house and I heard that truck pull up, I immediately went out with the keys in my hand, opened the door, got all of my things out, gave him the keys, and went back into that house. And I sat down at my coffee table. First, I got angry at myself for allowing myself to get in that position. And then I began to feel bad. I felt bad because I borrowed money from this bank to pay for a car that I really knew that I couldn't afford. I was young and dumb. I felt guilt and shame. And the guilt and shame was because of my neighbors. When I went out there to get my things out their car, they were standing out there gawking and looking. That's just human nature, to want to see what's going on in your community. But I felt shame behind that. And as I was sitting there, I came to the conclusion, this will never happen to me again. I vowed that day I would never put myself in a position to have a car repossessed from me because I didn't like the way I felt at all. Fast forward, about 9 years ago, I went to make another purchase for a car. This time, I went online, found the car that I wanted, pulled up the Carfax, checked out previous owners. There was only one. checked out to see if they were keeping the maintenance up on it. He checked the box on everything, saying that this car would be a sound car. Looked at the price, and I went to the car dealership. Drove up there, parked my car. Before I could even get settled, get out the car good, a salesman was rushing up to my door. Hey, how can I help you? Yeah, I'm here looking to purchase a car today. Well, let me show you around. I allowed him to give his spiel and move me around the lot. But then I made sure to point my direction toward the car I really was at for. And I asked how much was that car. And he looked at the sticker. I knew what they were asking, but I wanted him to tell me. He told me how much the car was going to cost. And I said, well, what if I gave you, and I gave him a number that was less than what was on that car, on that window, would you be interested in selling this vehicle to me? And he looked at like he was thinking about it, but I knew he was going to hit me back with about why he couldn't, or, he was squirming. So I said, well, look here. What if I pay you cash today for this car? Will you be willing to accept my offer? He looked. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, take your time. He went back into the building, and he was talking to someone. I don't know who it was. May have been a supervisor, may have been a loan manager. I don't know. But after some back and forth, about 10, 15 minutes, he come back out and he said, you're going to pay cash for it today? I'm like, yes, sir. I said, my bank is only a couple of blocks away. I'll go there and I'll come back with the money and a cashier's check. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I said, well, I'll be back. He said, well, I'm going to go in and write up the paperwork and get it ready. I said, okay, I'll be right back. Came back, gave him the cashier's check, signed off on all the paperwork. Car still had warranty under it and all those things. And I moved on. Now, when I drove off that lot that day, I felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. I felt accomplished because I was able to get them to sell me that car at a price that they really didn't want to sell it to me for. I cut out the middleman, which might have been the financing of the car might have been done in-house by the dealer. But I cut them out, so they weren't going to make any money off me with interest fees on the loan. So I felt accomplished and satisfied about that. And I also felt happy about the fact that I was not going to have a bill month to month to pay on a car. Only expenses I have with that car is insurance that I have to meet every month, which is a lot less than if it was compounded, being car loan and interest. Car loan and insurance. So I felt very good about what transpired on that day. Now, here's what I want to share with you. If you're a young head, or maybe you're older head, you might want to reconsider paying cash for things. Now, let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't have it like that per se. But what I do have is patience and discipline. I saved my money and I didn't touch my money. So when it got time for me to upgrade, and the only reason I upgraded is because my old car had broke down, and after going to 3 different mechanics, they was like, man, we just have to put a whole new engine in there, and the car was almost 20 years old, but it didn't look it from the body, but the engine was gone. We got a cold snap 1 year down here in the deep south, and it cracked the engine block. So that was that. So I had to upgrade out of necessity, not out of luxury. So I'm sharing with you that a lot of times we have a tendency to buy into things and purchase things because people sell us on the idea that this is what we need. America's built on that, man. Capitalism requires that you and I spend our money. If we don't spend money and we hold on and don't make big ticket purchase items for long periods of time, the economy will suffer, because the American economy relies and thrives on keeping the average citizen paying out of pocket for upgrades of phones, for buying high-end designer clothes, luxury foreign whips. But see, here's the kicker. Most of us cannot afford those things, but yet we still go out and we will work ourselves to death to try to afford these things. And the reason being is because we have been conditioned through music, movies, television to want to buy the high-end purse, red bottom pumps, the Gucci belt, the fly foreign whips, the nice home in gated communities. We have been shown these things through people that we aspire to be like in life. And these corporations know that. And they market and target us. But here's the thing. Those who can afford those things, they go out and they purchase them things. But the problem that many people have who are in the lower or middle tier of the economy in America, they will watch a commercial that's targeting someone with a high-end salary, and they will look at that item, watch, or whatever, and they will want to buy that same thing. They aspire to have the same thing. But you are not the target demographic for a $10,000 bottom base price of a Rolex. You probably would do better financially if you bought a Timex. But that is not how we are wired to think in this country. We think that we have to have finer things in life so that the world can look at us and see that we're doing good. Nobody wants to be average. They almost make you feel guilty that you can't afford these high-ticket items. So most of us will find ways to buy them, whether that's working extra hours on our job, getting a second job, robbing Peter to pay Paul. We do whatever it takes so that we can have that look of accomplishment and success in our lives. And that is basically the whole gaslighting situation with the American dream. The American dream is a delusional illusion for many people. And when we wake up and realize that I can't afford this house, I can't afford this car, I can't afford all these high-end clothes that I don't wear, that I done went and bought, that still got the stickers on them in the closet, I can't afford none of this stuff. Then we have a tendency to start resenting. We might not resent the things we got, but we may start looking at our job and start hating that we got to get up out of necessity and go punch this clock to pay for these things that we got, that we really shouldn't have bought and that we can't afford. Now, on the other hand, you may have people who understand this or knowing that they can't afford high ticket items, and they made peace with that in their lives, and they just go about their day purchasing what they can, and they're happy. Tony Robbins said in an interview not long ago that I watched, he said that he knows many million and billionaires who are miserable and upset and stressed out in life. And he asked them why. And he comes to the conclusion that it's because they're trying to maintain what they have. Most Americans, middle class, upper middle class, they are stressing out trying to maintain what they have. And Tony Robinson says it's the difference between maintaining and being creative. The person who's maintaining, I'm going to keep this job because this mortgage has to be paid. I got to pay off this car. I have no choice but to deal with this supervisor that I can't stand, and I know they really hate me, but I got to stay here on this job to make ends meet. That is managing your life situation. Tony Robbins said that people who are creative, they have more pleasure in life because they are not caught up in trying to maintain something. They are free to go out and let their mind think about what it is that they want to do because they're not burdened down like a lot of these ladies are in these video clips that I just showed you all. In a nutshell, basically I'm saying, don't believe the hype about the American dream. Listen to that inner compass within inside of you, like I did. When I went through a series of emotions that didn't make me feel good at all, I vowed from that day forward, I would never put myself in that position, and I haven't. My name is G. Lewis. Until my next video, take care of yourself. And as always, fam, take care of your people. God bless. I'm out.